Welcome everybody to the Rposio Cloud walkthrough. This is our full-featured cloud back-office software. It's compatible with our new Rposio POS system as well as Commander and Passport systems. We're going to focus on the Rposio features partially today, although much of this still does apply to the Commander and Passport systems. Let's get started. You're going to be set up with your own custom URL. You can create logins for any of your employees. We'll get into that in a few minutes. When you log in, you're going to be greeted by our home screen. Across the top bar, you'll see over on the left there's a hamburger menu and you can navigate to other sections from there. Towards the right, there's a drop-down menu to manage multiple stores. Then there's a notification bell to show you when tasks have completed and the user info where you can manage your password and stuff like that. Next up, we got everything split up into the main sections. We're not going to go over all of them, but we have the items section, POS setup section, human resources, and then our reporting section. Let's jump over to the human resources section. You're going to manage your employees and your operators there. You can see you can add all the employees in your company, whether they're your accountant, cashiers, store managers, whichever. When you're adding your employees, you can simply put their first and last name, but if you want to add more contact information, work availability, etc., you can track all that here. In the permissions and access section, that's where you're going to define what access in the front and the back end that this employee has. Let's head over to the operator section. We're going to create some operators. You can see we have front and back end operators with usernames. You can see which employees belong to which. When you set one up, as you can see this one, you've got access to all the different modules. In this case, it's the front end, and you can say exactly what you want this employee to be having access to. So if you don't want them accessing paidouts, you can go in there, adjust it, and when they log in, they can't use paidouts. Some other useful ways you might want to use this is if you have an employee who's just an accountant, you can give them access just to the cloud and just to reporting. If you have a store manager that only works at one particular store, they can only access that store if you want, or a regional manager who can access everything completely. Let's move on to the items section where your price book lives. This is really the heart of your database. You can see here in this section you have brands, departments, suppliers, sizes, promotions, item groups, and selling rules. We'll get to selling rules in a second, but if you go into the items section where you manage your items, you'll see your entire price book. Over on the left side, you're going to notice that we're looking at all the active items. There's a search bar to the right. Let's type MARLB. That'll tell us how many items have MARLB in the description. But let's get a little bit more specific. To the right of the search bar is our filter section. With the filters, you can add as many filters as you want, and you can even save groups of filters for repeated use. So let's add a filter. Let's choose a brand. We'll say brand equals Marlboro. Apply that. Let's add another filter. You see we got 314 just Marlboros. Adding another filter. Let's do size equals pack. So now we're just filtering out packs of Marlboros. So now you see the quantity changed. We can see all of them there. We can work with them individually or do group edits. We can select them all, group edit all of them, just a few. Once you've selected the ones you want, you just hit edit and then you go right into group edit. Let's head back to our manage items section. Let's clear off this filter screen. Take a look at our columns. You see all the columns of information there. If you hit modify columns on the right side there, you can actually add tons more info. You can remove ones that you think you're never going to need, add new ones. Over on the right side, you see all the columns listed. You can drag and drop right there to reorder them. You can set the current view as the default, so every time you log in you see that, or make sets of columns. Maybe you have one that you use just for tax season, or one that you only look at on a monthly basis. Let's drag tax to the very end here. Now we're going to save it. And you see in our grid now tax is on the very right side. I changed my mind. I want to get rid of the tax now. I don't need that column there anymore. Let's get rid of it, save, and now it's gone. Also on the right side, we've got the import and export section. We can export to a CSV or Excel file super easy. Just click it, you notice the little notification bell in the top right shows a 1. It's ready to go. You can download it right to your PC and work with it in Excel. Import allows you to import from an Excel or CSV file. If you have a simple template set up, you can add new items or update prices. Super easy. Let's head back out to the main page. Let's go over to selling rules. Now, selling rules are how you're going to let the POS know what it should do with each item. So you can see you can make as many as you want. If you go in and check them out here, these are all the things you can do to manipulate how an item is treated on the POS. You can say required price entry, so if it's an open item. You can say it's a negative priced item. You can allow discounts and coupons. You can set age verification, so if there's tobacco or alcohol, you can set all that right there. You can even limit the dollar amount that an item can be entered on the POS to avoid any mistakes. Let's go back out and check out one of the other selling rules. Open items. You can see required price entry is checked off. Take a look at no discount. Everything is unchecked there, so no discounts will be allowed. Let's head back into our items section. Let's scroll through our items and find something we want to edit. Take a look at what an item looks like. So when you're in an item, you can see up at the top left, you got your product number. You got your description, you have your POS description that shows up on the POS and the receipt, department, choose your department or add a new one right from here. Super easy. Size over to the right, same thing, choose your size, add a new one. Same thing with brand. Down below that is the pricing section. You can see all your separate stores are listed there. You can see price, cost, markup, margin, profit. You can edit the price of just one store. You can change the cost, which of course changes the margin and the markup and the profit. Now let's say we want to copy all these prices to all 3 stores. We just select one, hit copy, select all the stores or whichever stores you want, and then go up to paste. Paste it in, and there you go. Down below that, we have our selling rules in our tax section. Selling rules we just discussed. You can edit them individually or do a group edit to a bunch of items all at once. Taxes, you can have multiple taxes in your system. If you have a different tax at a different store in one county than another county, or certain products have an excise tax in addition to the percentage tax. You see to the right the quantity on hand, week to date, month to date, year to date, sales values, all sorts of information. Let's head back out to our manage items. I want to show you a group edit. We're going to filter, we're going to choose description. Let's say description contains Tic Tac. And we'll just apply that. And you see we have 4 Tic Tacs. Now I don't like how the brand is shown in here. I want to clean up my database a little bit. So let's modify that. I'm going to choose all 4 items, hit edit. I'm going to go over to brand. I start typing Tic Tac. I can see it's not in there, so I'm going to type it out, hit add new brand, hit create, hit save, and I'm done. Now let's head back out to our main page and let's talk about promotions. Now there's a whole promotion section, and one of the main ways you're going to handle promotions is with item groups. So let's go look at item groups first. Now you can create as many item groups as you want, and I'll show you how to make one here. We have one already made for candy, $1.29. And you can see over to the right, all of my items are displayed showing me what's in that item group. If I edit it, you can see exactly how I created it. I gave it a name, and then I add some criteria. And I say I want to filter POS department equals candy, current price equals $1.29. I can click on preview and see which items I've captured with that criteria. I can scroll through all the items here, make sure it's exactly as I want it, and edit it if I need to. We head back to the item group screen. You can see them all listed there. Add or change some more. Now back at the promotions section on the home screen, you see promotion initiative over there. That's how you categorize your promotions. So we'll go into promotions and we can see that in action. Now you see that column that says promotion initiative. We've got store promotions, RJ Reynolds scan data, Altria scan data. You can set it up however you want to organize it in whichever way works the best for you. Let's go take a look at our candy promotion. You see we give it a name, we assign it to whichever locations we want to have this promotion running at. We set it to our promotion initiative. We can give it a start and end date so it can end automatically so you don't forget. And down in this bottom section is where the rewards are. So you can add new rewards to this same promotion. Just give it a number. You're going to give it a name in the reward section there. Now that's what's going to print up on the POS and on the receipt and on the customer display, so keep that in mind. You see each reward has a number and name, as we just discussed. Now you're going to say whether you want to apply it to single items. In this case, we're going to do an item group. Now all the item groups that we just created in the other section are available there, so we're going to choose candy $1.29. Now let's choose our reward type. You can do amount off, so like buy two get 50 cents off, new price, or percentage off. In this case, we're going to do new price because we're going to tell the POS when you buy two, they're going to cost $2.50. Now if it's loyalty, we can choose loyalty. This one isn't. We're going to say required quantities 2 because it's a buy 2 deal. The amount's $2.50. The repeat quantity is going to be 2, so every 2 that they buy are $2.50. And then over in the max quantity section, we don't care if they buy 800 of them, so we're going to set it to 999. If you wanted to limit it, you could limit it there. Now let's head back out to our main screen. Just to quickly mention, you can go to the supplier section, department, brand, and manage all those right there. There's also the POS utility section where if you want to manually send prices, you can turn off the auto sync and send them manually right from there. Now let's head over to the POS setup section. This is where you're going to handle everything that happens on your POS. We can set up tenders here. Let's check out the tenders. So you can see all the tenders we have set up. You can create multiple paid outs if you need a vendor paid out, employee paid out, lotto paid out. You can set up to 10 of those. You can do bottle returns. We have offline credit cards, gift cards, check, EBT. Now in each tender, if we go in and edit one, you can see you can set things specific. So in credit cards, if you have cash discount, you can add a percentage. You can do things like set mandatory receipt printing. So if you want credit cards to always print a receipt, but none of the other tenders, you can have the cash drawer open just for certain tenders. It's really customizable. Now let's head back out and we're going to look at our screen setups for the POS. You can see all of our different screens. There's the cash screen, the functions, discounts, items. Let's head back out. Let's go look at the function screen. You can turn on and off functions for whatever you need. You can reorganize them so they show up in different order on the POS. You can change the color of each button that shows up. Highly customizable. Let's check out the item screen. This is where you can show and categorize any items you want to have buttons on your screen. There's different sections you can create. This one's drinks. You see all the items below. You can drag and drop them to put them in a different order. You can change the color of each button if you want to group them in certain colors. If we edit, you can see them all there listed in this group. We can add some, so you have your whole list of items right there to choose from. You can change how many you see per page, find the one you want, add it, change the color of the button, hit update, and there you go. Now let's head on over to the POS area screen. This is where you're going to configure what your POS looks like. You see in the middle there we have area 1, those 2 columns, and then on the left there's area 2, the 3 rows. Now over on the right, that's what we have to choose from to manipulate our screen. If you see the cash screen, we have all our quick cash buttons. We could add any of those. Items, these are all the items that we just looked at in our item screen section. Paid outs, any paid outs we've created are listed there. You could add any of them to area 2 or area 1, other than that cash section right there. The cash button can't be moved. Now let's do some playing around. Let's say we want to change the color of the small coffee button. It's that easy. Change back, Let's remove it all together. We don't want to have that button anymore. Let's remove the large coffee too. We don't want that one. Let's say we want to replace it with something else. Let's go find our items and we'll put Snickers and Kit Kat. Now I don't like that color. Let's make them purple. And there we go. You can drag and drop if you want to just change the order of them. Super easy, super customizable. You can do the same thing with discounts, functions, paid outs, any of your paid outs. If you do lotto paid out all day long and you want the lotto paid out button to be front and center, super easy. Heading back out to our main page now, let's go take a look at the discount section. You can create any discounts you want. You could have a veterans discount, senior discount, military discount, student discount, whatever suits your business. Now you can set them on items, on subtotals, tax to the full amount, tax to the discounted amount, have it be a preset amount like 10% off, or have it be an open amount that the cashier has to enter. Now let's head into the reporting section. Once you go into the reporting section, you're going to see a wide variety of reports. There's stuff like item sales, retail transactions, there's session reports, workstation reports, the store reports. They're all highly customizable and you can pretty much get anything you want out of them. If we go into the transactions, you can see you have a list of every transaction completed, refunded, or canceled. You can go back to an older date and pull up an old one if you want to look at it historically. When you go into the transaction, you'll see all the detailed information. You've got the order summary with what was charged for tax and fees. You've got all the detailed payment information if it was a split tender. You've got all the item information of what items were sold, quantities, extended discounts, and all the price modification information explaining why something was modified. Heading over to the store report, you have all sorts of information you can pull from. You can modify all the columns to add or move around any columns you want. If you want to reorder them to be in a specific way, you can set them as a default. You can set different column sets. If you have a certain report that you only want to see once a month or once a year, you can set that up and just have it ready to pull. The tender report will split out all the tenders and show you which operator they belong to. Tax report splits out the tax. If you have multiple taxes, you can see how much was applied for each taxable sale. Let's head over to the daily bookkeeping report. This report is a concise view of whatever date range you want, and it's going to show you your grand total sales, net sales, tax total, tenders, paid outs, discounts, how many cancels, refunds, voids, container deposits, and total transactions. You can view it by store if you have multiple stores, and you can pin it down to just individual operators as well. So if you look at what one operator did, you can see all of their performance for that given time period. Let's head over to the promotions tab. In this report, you can organize your promotions to be displayed however you want. You can check out the performance of store promotions or tobacco scan data. You can see each individual promotion and each reward. You could set time periods if you want to see one specific month or a date range. You can see subtotals to see just what you're owed on Copenhagen multi-packs or all of Altria scan data for that time period. This report is especially powerful for retailers participating in the Altria and RJ Reynolds scan data programs. With a couple clicks, you can see how many discounts you've given out over a time period and what you can expect to get back. We're going to be adding several more reports to this daily bookkeeping section over the coming months, so keep an eye out there. Over in Analytics, you can choose your business unit, your store, and whatever date range, and then you can see a dashboard-like breakdown of your sales, tax, There's an item sales report. Again, choose your store. Tons of information. You can export these super easily to CSV or Excel files if you want to work with them that way. Same thing goes for department sales. All broken out. Thanks for checking out this walkthrough. For more info, please visit our website, insiders.com, or email sales@insiders.com.